All right. Good morning, everybody. How we all doing? Getting my rack set up here for the for today's run of Skill and Luck's Frugal Explosion. But in the meantime, it's a Thursday. It's the last day of the week. Yeah, Skill's got it right. We're gonna ask everybody today, and I'll remind you guys during the show. What do you think so far of the experiment? Number one, there's two things to think about here, right? One is the strategy itself. Like, what do you think of what Skill's come up with? And two, what do you think about the way that I'm approaching it? You know what I mean? I was thinking about this last night, talking to my wife about it, actually. I'm like, I feel like it's kind of fun to kind of go through it, like let it run for 4 days. But at the same time, I changed it every day a little bit. So what I'm seeing, what you're going to see today is not really what Skill designed in the beginning. It's going to be a little bit of tweak as I go here. So do you like me tweaking things as we go, or you just want to see it for 4 straight days? And that's kind of my question to the group. So I'll ask that question again as we go today. And of course, Skill wants to know the strategy itself. What do you think of that way of playing? But before we get in to the real meat of the matter, let's remind ourselves of the danger zone, right? We never forget that casinos are there to get you, right? That's, and we say this all the time. There's ways to win more often than you lose, right? There's ways to win more money than you lose when you do win. There's not a way to do it forever, right? The casino math just is what it is. They're built on the math. They're built to bankrupt you, and with impunity. So just know that all strategies will lose at some point. It doesn't matter how great of a player you think you are. Strategies will always go down at some point. The difference is you. The difference really between strategy, profit and loss, and complete devastation of your bankroll really is you, right? You make the choices. What makes a good gambler to me is somebody who doesn't deviate from themselves, right? They have understanding of what their bankroll can actually do, right? They don't expect too much out of it. They don't overutilize it, but they do leverage it, right? They understand what risk is, how much they're willing to actually risk. If they have what we call a risk appetite, if you thirst for risk, or are you scared of risk, right? If you play in a way that doesn't match that, you're going to be in trouble. It's going to hurt your emotions, right? Are you smart? Do you understand your games? Do you know the bets, what they pay? Do you know what the bets pay? Do you know how the cards actually work in Baccarat? Do you understand what you're doing out there? Because if you don't, you're flying blind, right? Do you have the discipline to bug out? Can you execute your plan? Do you set goals? Do you stick to them? And are you emotionless? Do you just not get sucked into it? Ken's been talking about the tortoise and the hare recently. Good analogy for especially craps players, right? I say this all the time. In most casino games, right, there's the tortoise and the hare is good because, like I said, most games they're not made for massive growth, right? You bring $1,000 to a blackjack table and you can win 250 with it. It's a miracle. That game's not made for massive growth, right? You might get a weird run of 6 in a row or something. If you parlayed all 6, you might turn, whatever, $100 into 2,500. It just doesn't happen, right? Craps is made for that. Craps is like this weird game where it's kind of made for that super growth. And the hares, the guys who want to play fast and loose and walk backwards and high five and all, that's the craps people, right? That game kind of sucks you in. And I don't want to say makes you play that way, but it brings that out of most people. It brings that characteristic out of most everybody that plays it. It's not a game built for the tortoise. The tortoise can play craps and do good in it, but the game itself isn't made for that. Like, the other games are way better for the tortoise to play, although craps, they can work. Like I said, there's tortoise-like bets on the craps table, but that's not the point of it. And I think if you look at the bridge stuff and we think about being the tortoise, right? The tortoise is how you build bankroll. Playing like playing slow and steady. That's how you build bankroll. That's how you consistently win. That's how you protect your investments. That's how you use all those things are tortoise ways to play. They're not sexy. They aren't exciting. They aren't necessarily quote unquote fun, right? But it's a way to be more consistent in the way you approach things. The hare, right? Wild wins, big losses, taking naps. It's a whole thing, right? So anyway, I appreciate Ken for bringing up that analogy. So let's go through before I get into it. Show you the strategy again, just so you remember what we're doing here. We're going over this thing called the Frugal Explosion. It's from Dylan over at Skill and Luck. And essentially it's two bets. It's a pass line bet and a come bet. That's all that it is. Okay. The next bet that you make, the next raw pass line or raw come bet, whatever you're doing next in sequence, is always double the size of the last one that's out there. You're trying to keep the 7 strong on those come out rolls. You always have single odds and you just kind of keep rolling forever. I'll show you again how this thing works at the raw level, and then I'll play another tweak today. I'm going to have bigger bankroll today because of the tweak that we're going to make. All right, and here we go. Let's get to it. Skill and Luck's Frugal Explosion. Let me go to the table, and here we go. All right. Bring out the bankroll, and let's try this today. I need to get my dealer bank set up over here in the front. Hope you can see that. Bang, move the mouse out of the way. All right, here we go. The regular strategy is this, and I'll come from my bankroll. And by the way, I've got $500 slugs, so I've got $2,000 today. It's going to be a pass line play, right? A single unit, or what we'll do today is probably 2 units on the pass line. I'll show you why in a minute. So we'll do it, but we'll show you with 1 unit pass line bet. Okay, let's get our puck. Our fake puck here will be the CG. Let's say it goes to it doesn't matter what the number is. Your next bet in the come is double what that one is. And it goes up to a number. And once it's on a number, now we start doing the single odds. We'll take our black chip out. We'll get some change. Single odds here and single odds there. That's 1 with 1 odds. That's 2 with 2 odds. And that's the whole play. Now, let's say that the pass line wins. Let's pretend. Okay, we get paid 1 and 2. Okay, puck goes off. This comes back to the rack, and now we've got this. We'll take our odds down, and we have 2 units here, which means the next bet is double that, so it's 4 units. Capiche? We got a point of 5. Let's say we go single odds behind that one. We have to get change again. Notice how I keep going into my rack for more money, right? To play this strategy takes a lot of dough. Now, let's say this time the come bet hits. Okay, that's great. Let's say it was an 8. Cool. That pays more money. That would pay 50 flat, 60 odds, right? And it comes down. That's awesome. We take these odds down because we're going to come out again. Now, here's the part where it explodes. You have a 4 unit pass line bet. Skill wants me to go double that, 8 units in the come. That may go to the 9. That still needs 1 unit in odds. So I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually need a black chip, right? We need to go to how many? 8 units. There's 4, there's 8. 8 units in odds. Okay. You see where we're going here? Every time we do it, we double it. Notice that I've had in this example, and I got to go back here with odds. I don't have enough money to do it. We'll do a black chip and odds. Notice that I have not yet had any profit. Like, we're technically in profit, right? If I'd have pulled it all down. But as you're playing the strategy itself, there's really, I'm going to make these all blacks so you can really see what's going on here. That's a black. That's 2 blacks, right? So you've got 2, 4, $600 out here. I start with $500. We have $600 on the felt. All we've been doing is making these bets enormous. We haven't yet really capitalized. If we catch a win here, maybe that's the one that you keep. But the more you go, the deeper you go into your bankroll. We have a whole $500 used up, right? No money back in the rack yet. So I think that the strategy at its core is interesting because it does level you up, but it's not doing any pulling. It's upping, but it's not really ever pulling anything unless this one happens to hit, right? And you get your 200 flat and your 300 in odds, and you bring it down. Now you're talking. Now you've got, after all that work, there's your $500 back with 475, 575 in profit. That's when you bring the money back after a massive hit, but you've got to get this kind of bounce back effect to make it work. That's the raw strategy. Okay. What I'm going to do today is this. We're going to play it that way, but let me get my rack reset here. We're not going to go double up. We're going to go half size odds. I'm going to start it a little higher so half makes sense. Okay. And we're not going to be perfect half. There's no way to get it perfect. We'll be close. But I'm going to go 50 the first time, and then my come bet will be 75. So I'm going to go up 1 green unit each time. So we're going to go 1 green unit instead of a full double. And so we'll have a slower march. So we're going to half press these instead of doing a full double up. We're still going to limit ourselves to $500. I'm going to keep yesterday's rule in place. I'm going to keep these things one time through. We're not going to dig past the initial on any one shooter or session. Okay, so let's pull this up. We're going to go $500 in the back of the rack, and that's going to be my play stack. Okay, we're going to go 50 on the pass line. I need to get some more greens to play it through, and let's get out. Here we go. We got a 6. The first point's going to be a 6. And again, I got 75 or 25 here. We're going to go 75 into the come. We're going to go about half as big as the last one, as close as we can get to it. All right. We got a 9. Here comes the odds. So single odds up here again. The $75 bet. So 75 in odds. That needs to be 80. Actually, I'm going to get some change for this black. 80 in odds there, 50 in odds back here, and here we go. We have 200 and change in the rack. We can't go very much farther than this. This is the thing. You're limiting yourself when you want to put a cap on how much I'm going to spend per person. But here we go. There's a 7 out. So all that goes bye-bye, and we'll just reset. That shooter did not work. We're going to put that over here. We got to rebuild that one. Start again. 50 on the pass. Coming out. It's an 11 yo, which is great. We'll take that. There's our money for this guy here. We got an 8 for the point. Again, 75 coming through. It goes to the 10. So once again, we're going to have to get some greens. 50 in odds back there. 75 in odds up on the 10. And let's do it. We need an 8 or a 10. 4. There's the 8. That's fantastic. Now check this out. We're going to get paid 50 there. We'll get paid 60 for the odds. All that comes down, including the odds up here. And again, we'll look at our rack and see where this shooter is. Okay, it's important to see where we are each time we do it. Otherwise, we'll get lost in the sauce, right? There's 300, 400, 500. That's our starting bankroll. Okay, that bet's locked. So our actual profit here is $75 right now. We're at $75 right now, not at goal for this shooter, nor have we recovered here yet. We go back out and play. Now, my base bet here is $75. So the bet here needs to be 75 plus half of, or plus 1 unit, or plus half of this, right? So 75 plus half. I really can't do half, right? There's no half of 75. We'll do $40 or whatever I've got. I get $35. We'll do this. I'll take that amount of reds out of my rack. Not quite half. So we're at 110 on the pass line. Okay. Makes it a little difficult and weird, but we'll fudge through it to make it make sense. All right. Coming out to a 6. Odds come back. There's odds on the 10. I have 110 down here. We'll do 125 in those odds. Again, close to half, not quite. You gotta kind of fudge through it. Now, at this point, a nice win here really helps us out. We might be able to be out of this shooter. Let's see if we can do it. Here we go. 6 or a 10. There's a 4, 6 or a 10, baby. There's an 8, another 8. Oh no, off the table. That's a 9. There's the 7 out. Okay, so nothing worked on that one. That shooter is dead meat. Not enough money to go out with it, but between the first and second shooters, I've got $500. I think I've got enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. So I have not recovered a full shooter. I've got 3 out of my 4. So at least we're we've lost one full rack. Let's go one more time. Today the dice aren't playing nice. Yesterday the dice did good for us, right? Today not so much. Here we go, coming out. 11 yo. Bang. That's a nice little hit right there. And we got a 7. Another nice little hit. Bang. Good. Very good. Another 7. We should be 1, 3, 2, 4 in that, right? Let's go. An 8. That's a great point. Point is 8. We'll do 75 coming. That's it. Goes to the 6. That's great, actually. 1 unit nods behind. 1 unit nods up top. Let's play the 6 or 8 game, right? There's a 5. There's a 5. I feel like this surface sucks. It doesn't really randomize the dice as good as you think it would. There's a 9. There's another 9. Like it comes up not just the number, but the same combination. 7. Boy, oh boy. Talk about not getting your money's worth today, right? There's that. Puck's off. We're out. Luckily, the 7s and 11s helped us through, but we only have $400 here, so there's not enough to keep going. Let's go again. 50 on the pass. Puck is off. It's a 4. And let's do, we're here, right? We are $75 in the come. It goes to the 8. And here we go. We need change. Let's get a couple hits here. We need to get the hit parade going, huh? 7. Oh my God. Boy, talk about your days, right? This is the day where it just goes completely south. All right, if I take this over here, that's $500, and I'm still chasing. Now I've lost 2.5 full shooters. Let's try it one more time. Let's go 20 or $50 in the pass line. We have not gotten any. Yesterday we hit all the numbers. Today there's no repeats at all, right? There's an 8. We'll go 75 coming. Just bad rhythm today, right? It goes to the 8. Okay, cool. That pays down here on the line. But remember, now that we're here, 75, we got to go 1.5 times. So we're going to go 100 and we'll do 110. We can actually go 125 and call that half, I suppose, right? 75 and half, whatever. We can bump it up a little bit. Let's make it a black. There's no good way to do exactly half with quarters or even 10s, because when you get to 15, you're in the same spot. All right, 5 is the point. Here we go. 1.25 in odds behind the 5. 75 in odds on the 8. I need change. Here we go. Come on. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Wow. Everything is like not a 0.7 out, but it's like a one-hit wonder kind of a thing for you right side players. Look at this mess. We have a complete disaster on our hands. Last one. Last one. Here we go. Last shooter. Wow. All right. We got a 6 as the point. This shooter can be the one that saves us. All right. Here's our last 500. Let's get some greens for that. 75 coming. It's a 7. Lose the pass line. Win in the come. And that's a shooter we made profit. We made profit on 2 shooters so far, right? Let's reset. 50 in the pass. It's a 6. 75 in the come. It's a 6 again. That's great. A little juice right there. That's awesome. Puck is off. We'll go to 1.25, like last time. I think 1.25 is a good size, a good way to double it up, or go half up anyway. Look at that, 125. Nice win down there, dude. Finally, another one. See what I mean? This surface. I don't know. I trust all the rolls as being really random on this mouse pad thing, but that's why I want my real table. 7 out. Okay, well that's a bummer. Oh, 7. We're coming out. Come out 7. So it's another 1 point. Look at this. 3 come out winners in a row twice. Pass line is the rock star on the come out. 8. All right, so we've got $75 on the 6, right? There's those odds. Bang. We've got 125 on the 8. There's those odds. We got to get a win. We got to get a win somewhere. 5. That's off the off the table. There's a 3. There's another 3. There's an 8. Oh, thank God. Okay, so that's going to pay 125 on the flat. And 125 is going to get paid 120 plus 30, so 150 on the odds back there. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. I'm going to take this down, take the odds down. On this shooter, we're ahead, just so you know. On this shooter, we started out with 500. We've got 500. There's 500. So we actually doubled up our money. On this shooter, doubled their money. Look at that, 500 and 500. How great is that? We're not clean yet in the rack. And here we are. We've got 75 here on this one. Same as last. We got to keep running it out. We got to keep running it out because you got to go 1.5 here. We're not out of the woods over here yet. We got to make our money back. So let's keep rolling it. We're going to go again 1.25 on the pass line again. Let's come on out. This is, of course, a live bet. It's a 4, which really sucks, but it is what it is. All right, $75 on the 6, 125 on the 4. And let's go. Give me a 4. Give me a nice 3-1-4 right here, right? Yes, I would have lost that 6. You're right. The 6 would have been gone. I screwed that up, but that's okay. We'll run it out. Aces, a 10, a 6. Okay, well, we're here on the 6 anyway. That's okay. The world owes me something nice, right? There's 90 for the odds. There's the flat. All right. Here's where we're going to get crazy town. Taking the odds back off the pass line. Okay, we're still on the point of 4. Let's do a quick rack check. Quick rack check, see where I am. I'm going to color these greens up really quick because I want to make sure I know where I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 4. Okay, so quick rack check. There is 1,000. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 of our shooters back. If you look at the whole thing, we're back to 3 shooters plus this little bit of money out here. We're coming out. Technically speaking, the come bet needs to be 1.5 times that to make this thing work. And not doing 2 times that, right? But 125, if I basically do this, if I say 1, we'll do 175. It's not quite half, or it's a little less than half, I think, right? So it should be 125 plus half of 125. We'll cut it down this way this time. We'll do a little less than half. So 175 in the come. Again, we're not back to normal yet. We got to keep rolling it, or we can reset all the way back, right? We have choices here, right? Here we go. 7 right now would be great. And there it is. So we get 175 on the 7. All right. Let's reset over here again. There's 400. There's the 500 for that one. We're back over here. We have $225. We have fought back. If I take these reds, we have 250 over here. We have 1, 2, 3 full shooters plus 250. We fought back to being down only 250, and the 7 came and took it away. We can reset now. Okay, I'll leave this over here. We'll take our next shooter up. And here we go. We'll reset. And let's hope that the rhythm of the come bet saves our asses. All right, there's a 10. We'll go, let's see. I'm going to try and keep this as normal as I can here. So I'm going to try and keep each shooter, as you know, separate. 75 in the come. It's a yo. It's going to pay for the odds, which is great. It goes to the 6. We have a 10 and a 6. Here we go. $50 on the 10, $75 on the 6. Nothing sweeter right now than a repeater. Let's go, baby. 3, 4. I thought we were on the 4. 7. Nope. And there we go. It giveth and it taketh away. All right. There's 5. We're still 3 shooters in. We lost a little bit of ground there, but here we go. Our next crack at it. There's 50 for the pass line. It's a 7. That helps. Another 7. Again, that helps more. Another 7. That helps even more. 1, 3, 2, 4 would have been fantastic. There's the 3 craps. We're gonna go 1.5 times. Remember we talked about this yesterday. When you lose out here, you got to go back out at a bigger bet to help recover that. You should do double according to skill. I'm doing half. I'm going to stay with the same pattern. Okay, 75 goes to the 6. With 75 out there, we're going to go 1 1/4 in the come. 1.5 times 75 is 1 1/4. We made some money on the pass line, so we're okay there. Here we go. It goes to the 9. We have the 9 and the 6. 75 in odds there. We'll do one. Let's do 150 in odds here. We can't quite do the correct amount at 125. We'll go to 150 on the odds. Here we go. 9 or a 6. That's a 4. That's a 9. Oh, that's just great. That's such a great hit. Okay, here we go. Check it out. 1 1/4 for the flat bet, and 150, right, is going to pay. What's that going to pay? 150 plus 75, so 2 1/4. Bang. That's a pretty good little whack right there. Love it. And again, we'll take these odds away. We'll go out here again for what did I say, 150 last time? 150? No, 125. 125. Okay. How's the rack looking? There's 500. There's 1, 2. There's 225, 320. We're not there yet. We're almost even. We're almost even. Come on, shooter. Help a brother out. No, not that. Are you kidding? Now, according to skill, that's got to go up again, right? Let's go to 250 on that one. We'll go to, I can't go 250. If I go 250, I lose my odds. I'm gonna downstroke it to 100 so I can do full odds. I'm not dipping into here. I only have that much left, so we'll go to 100. That goes to the 5. There's odds there. Here's a black. And there we go. I had to limit it because I didn't want to dip in. We need a repeater. Let's go. 6 doesn't help me. Oh, 6 does help me. Great. 75 and 90 for the odds. And again, with $100 on this bet here, this bet goes 1.5. So it's 150 to the pass line. Some drink money. Drink money. Here we go. Come on. 9. Let's see. Did I screw that up? Oh, that's the new point. The new point is 9, right? Yes, the new point. No, wait. Where was I? We got paid on the 6, right? So that was the puck off. Now we're on a 9. Okay. Sorry about that. I got screwed up. There's 4 units on that one. There's 4. 150 behind the 9. Here we go. 5. Oh, that's fantastic. One flat, 150 in odds. That's awesome. We'll take these odds down. We have 150 here. So 150 plus half of 150 is 225. So 2 1/4. Again, not doubling it. We're going 1.5. So 150 plus 75 is right there. Coming out. It goes back to the 5. And again, there's 150 in odds. There is 225 in odds up here. We're still not dipping in. We're still scoping our risk to one slug of 500. Now we just got to get ourselves a 5 or a 9, and we'll be in River City here. Here we go. 6. Come on. 10. Let's go. 5 or 9. An 8. An 8. Let's go. A 6. Come on, baby. A 10. Come on, you can do this. 4. Everything but. A 10. A midnight. Come on. 9. Whew. All right. I'm going to take these odds away for a minute. Just I don't get my math screwed up. All right. We have 150 here. And this 150 pays 225. Okay. I think we might be okay. We might have fought back. I'm going to take these greens and these greens as blacks. There's 200 right there. Bang. That's 500. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our $2,000. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 400, 50 and whatever this is. That's a quarter. We have 475 in profit plus 220 plus 2.25 out there in the world. Oh my God, we did it. Now, at the $2,000 bankroll, the goal is $500. Yesterday with 1,000, we made 250. The goal is 500. We're basically there at goal, 475. I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to do excess play. We fought our asses off. We got back. We're leaving it right here. We'll let this bet resolve. The 5 either wins or it loses is a flat bet. I'm not going to put odds on it. If I did put odds, I'd put the 75 only. Leave it out there. Play it out. Exactly right. 8. Come on, dice. 4, 7. That's it. It's a contract bet. Can't pull it down. So we got out here with 450 today. That was a street fight, by the way. I hope you notice a couple things as I do this. We've tried this a number of ways. We tried it with a single unit press, like from going from 50 to 75, 75 to 100. One unit seems to me a little bit more bankroll friendly. I think managing our money shooter by shooter and saying, look, we're going to have X amount per shooter. We're not going to dip in. There was a couple of times there where I could have dipped into this to make the bigger bets, right? Where I needed the odds. I went less in the come and less on the odds versus dipping into my rack, into the next shooter's money. By segmenting it out, and you can see the lammers in here a little better when I do it like this. There you go. By segmenting my rack out and not going past what I would call one slug or one shooter's money, we kept ourselves in the game. If I would have just let it run and not said I'm capping myself to $500 per shooter or per session, we would have lost our bankroll back when I had that smaller bet on the 6. When I was out here when I went half size, that would have taken us into our last one. But by scoping, I think that the trick is here, finding out the number that you're comfortable with and saying that's my number per round, 500, 250, whatever it's going to be, and only ever using that money to make the play work. Also, resetting every single time you get a hit, bring it back to the rack, take a look at where you are, get things set back up and say, where am I? We got close a couple times, but we weren't quite there, so we kept playing. Now that we got here, you stay here. There's no point in going back out with this, right? I have an acceptable win, and we go home with that. I think scoping how much you're willing to lose or risk per shooter is an important thing. I think not doubling it is a big piece of it. I think doubling it's way too much. Doubling it grows way too fast. You can't afford to play if you're going to double it. I think a 1 unit press or a half press on the next bet is the right move. Keeping the bets even, as long as the next come bet or pass line is bigger than the one before it, whether it's 1 unit, 2 units, or a full shot, is a bankroll choice and it's a risk choice. As long as it's bigger, so the 7 is strong for you, that's all that matters. And I also want you to pay attention to this too. And this is a really, really important point that I think is going to get lost if I don't say it. People rag on the come bettors all the time, right? And the come bettors say, well, you have all this risk up here, right? You're laying against the 7 and blah, blah, blah. And the come bettors will come back and say, yeah, but we have that one roll advantage while we're in here, right? Which is said constantly, right? And how many of you say, who the fuck cares about one roll? Like, one roll advantage is not a big deal. Well, guess what? Why did we win today? I want you to think about it. We had 3 times today, maybe 4, where the pass line alone went 4 out of 4, 7, 7, 7, 7, 11, right? The pass line today, if you had done a little progression down here, crushed it. The pass line kept us in the game. That's the reason why we had money to play with in the end, was because pass line, pass line, pass line. That sequence happens all the time. It's the danger for the don't pass. It's the rock star for the pass line. Don't poo-poo the pass line or the come. That one roll advantage of the 7 or the 11 is big deal. It's a big deal, and you saw it today. That kept us in. That paid for the odds on one of those bigger hits that we got. So don't discount the pass line as a strong play. Again, if we were doing the 1-3-2-4, like I probably would do, if I was really playing this, I would 1-3-2-4 the flats as best as I could and keep my odds what the original flat was. So in other words, if I had this situation where I was on the pass line for 50 and we won and we pressed it up and I went out there with a 2 unit bet like that, 1, 3, and that wins like it did, and come back down to a 2-unit bet, and that wins, then it's at 4, and then we set a point, my come bet would only be $75 because my initial risk was only 25 or only 50. I'd make this based on the original risk, not where it ended up, but where it ended up gets you 125 in profit, right? The 1, 3, 2, 4 really accelerates this, but you got to keep this in line with the original bet. I think that's kind of a cool little play in there. Anyway, the pass line pulled the water today. It really did. Those 2 come out sequences that we had were fantastic. We only lost 1 bet in the come all day. Only 1, I think, all day. And we had a couple of 7s in here too. So that rhythm saved our ass until we got the repeater that we needed. So don't discount the pass line. It's a powerful play, especially if you're going to play a progression on it. Good stuff. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to normal here and talk about it. So what do you think? Let me know in chat. Let me get my keyboard back. Let's talk about it in chat. You may have been talking about it. What do we think about it? Do we like this way of playing or not? Now, again, there's regular mollies that are, if you don't like this, by the way, then you don't like a molly. It's just a molly with a bigger base. That's all that is. A molly with a base that gets bigger on the wins. That's really all that it is. What do you think? I'm looking at chat. I'm going to try to run through chat and see what's being said, if I can find it. Let's see. Ken says it is not a low bankroll and stopping level 2 or 3. I would still not play it, but that's your thoughts. Definitely not a low bankroll strategy. Gary, of course, right? It's got to catch the right. You got to catch the right thing. We got variants today twice. We had three variants today. We had the variant where we got all those PSOs and we lost our ass, right? We had the pass line crazy, which helped us out, and we had a couple repeaters at exactly the right time. We got the repeaters when we had the black chips out there. We didn't get the repeaters when we had the green chips out there. So luckily, when it happened, we were set up for it and we did okay. So that's that. Let's see. Why is John talking about the hair? What hair? Did I miss something? Let's see. Wyoming Dice. There are better options. By the way, Wyoming Dice, I love me some Gillette. I've driven across country 6 times now, and Gillette's always my favorite stop. Love it over there. Let's see. The comeback and pass line should only be played to take advantage of the 7. When they cancel out, you miss it. You're right about that. So if they're even, you're missing opportunity. That's why I like the come ladder, actually. When I come ladder up, I like that because I take advantage of it. And that's a good point to make. It's always single odds skill. I'm just having the flat, not the odds. What I worry about is when the bet goes from 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, and then you got 16 units in odds. That's too much money out there. 32 units is too much money. That's why I think you got to grow that flat smaller. The flat's got to grow relative to what you win. That's the problem. If you don't win enough on the odds to pay for the next flat bet plus its odds, you're in trouble. Let's see. By capping myself, am I taking the power away? Yes. You're losing the power of digging into the rack, getting the bigger flat and the bigger odds. However, if you don't cap yourself, the risk is you're into that bankroll for 8 or 16 flat and 400. Think about that: $400 flat, 400 odds. That's your entire bankroll. So that's the reason why I capped it, was to be able to keep on giving it a shot and just let the rhythm take care of it versus the size of the bets take care of it. That was the decision that I made, because the first time I played it, I lost every single time. I lost probably 20 times in a row because I just ran out of money. And even at a quarter, $5,000 would go away like that because the bets get too big and they aren't bringing anything back. So I think that's why I decided to cap it. And it seems since I've capped it, we only lost one session. We won 5 and lost 1 since I put the cap on. I think that's the way. I think that's the way to do it. So roll the dice into the wooden rack. There you go. Yeah, I can do that, I guess. I need to get like a thing. My table should be here in about a week or so we should be okay with roll dice pretty soon. So yeah, the real question is, people watch, would I play it with my tweaks? No. I don't like mollies. I like the come ladder for a different reason, as a short-term play. This one, like a ladder, okay? And I'll use any ladder you've got as an example. When you're in a ladder, you got to commit to the ladder. If I bring, $3,000 and I'm playing $100 don't pass ladder, I'm going to go to 10 levels or whatever the hell it is, right? You're committed to it. You can't do a ladder and stop at level 7 because you got spooked. You got to play the ladder the whole way through. This thing here, the same thing. If you're going to play this one, you got to commit to it the whole way through, right? I like the come ladder, which is also come bets that are graduated, as a scope, as a short-term play. I'll do that to kind of just like chill through it and then switch to something else. This one, you can't really switch out of it. Once you're in it, you're in. You're committed to it. I don't know that I would commit an entire bankroll to this. I just don't. I think it's interesting. It's fun to play here. I don't know that I would commit the bankroll that it takes to do this. Look at how volatile that thing got today. We went from $2,000 down to about $400. Luckily, we got a good little run at just the right time. But man, that was a 500, 500, 500 going down just like that. It was brutal. So no, I probably wouldn't play it even with the tweaks I made. I think my tweaks make it a little more approachable. Maybe on bubble craps with dollars. I could see it with dollars. I can go out in there for $250 and play dollars, right? And kind of work through it and win $50, but that'd be interesting. I don't know. Let's see. James Newberry, after the point is on, it falls apart. It's where it falls apart is when you hit the point. Because your come bet's up there at the bigger level, you hit a point. Now your point's got to go here, right? If you hit that point, the next come bet's got to go here. It just gets enormous. Tweaking is what's cooking. There we go. All right. Dice Dr. Dan says go to 200. I think I was at 125 there at that one point. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's all of the comments. That next time stop earlier and visit you in Buffalo near nicer than Razor City. Okay. Next time I do, and we will be driving across country again. I've driven across and I've taken train. Actually, the best trip ever was the train trip. We did a train ride. My son was 3. He's 27 now. We took a train from Seattle all the way to Philly one year. And it was 2001. It was right after 9/11. We were going to see family that Christmas. And we weren't going to fly. We did the Amtrak, and we went from Washington up to Montana and through Wyoming and the northern half. We went through Minnesota and stuff. That was pretty cool. Anyway, the horse and the hare was a joke. I get you. That's pretty funny. All right, I'm out of here. I got to go to work. It's 8:15. Good week. I enjoy that kind of stuff. To me, just playing around and tweaking things is fun. Next week, if I have time to study it over the weekend, and I'm going to try to, I may break out 4D Craps' strategy, and we may run that out this week or next week coming up. While I'm waiting for the table to arrive and put things together, I may do another breakdown of a couple of things coming up. I may preview and talk through some of how I want to do my bankroll build. I'll show you some of my inside plays and that kind of stuff too. So I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Love y'all. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and God bless y'all. Bye.